Hello and welcome to the New Normal with Steve Benaquist. I'm New Normal and this is the Steve Benaquist. Good to see you all again. Virtually speaking, in my imagination, good for you to see me. And we took last week off because I had a bit of Screen Actors Guild / American Federation of Television and Radio Artists union work. That's my union. Been with it since the year 2000 when I was only with the Screen Actors Guild. And it's very hush-hush. Can't talk about it, but it was fulfilling. It was good. Put a little money in the old pension fund. And of course walked away with some sweet free slacks. That's in my rider, in my contract. No green M&Ms, no eye contact, free slacks. So that was great. But we did not have a new episode, but we did put out, we reposted the first 5 episodes from May of 2020. So you could revisit those simpler times, very short episodes. And we'll continue doing that. Maybe a couple clips in this episode, or maybe I'll just put them out in entirety. The second week of 2020, we put out episodes in 5 different languages, 6 actually, reaching out to different parts of the world. We had French, Spanish, German, Croatian, Italian, and a secret other one that I'm not going to mention right now. But you can go look for it. It's episode 10 or 11, I think. So beyond that, we are going to move into some new stuff, but I want to acknowledge a friend of the show, Ken Valderrama, posted a video. You should go look for it. I commented on it and liked it. I'll put a link in the body of this. How he celebrated the first anniversary of the New Normal, and that was a tribute to our friend and former executive producer, or at least he's on hiatus, Lyle Gerber. Perhaps a jab at me. I'm going to take it just as a positive because Ken is a friend. But he did get some Waba Grill. I'm not going to be doing that. But the one thing Ken's meal was missing was some kombucha. You may remember from a little further down the line last summer, I was making kombucha myself. I was drinking the kombucha that I was making from my friend But Guillaume, the gut biome assisting kombucha SCOBY. May he rest in peace. And now he's back to life. He's the only member of this show to have died and come back to life. Very Jesus-like. But I did go out and get some kombucha. And join me, won't you? It's like the old days. Have a little sip during the show. But I'm going to tell you about my new normal personally. First, it's been great lately. I've been doing a lot of hiking. It's one of my favorite forms of exercise. I like to sweat and go up a hill and look at nature. And I went to a few cool LA landmarks recently. A big favorite of mine is the Griffith Observatory. Went up there with my pal Kevin. I forgot to get in touch with Kevin to get his permission to put this picture in there, so I had to blur him out. But it was actually a pretty good picture of him. And that was great as always. Then I went to the Hollywood sign with my buddy Tunch. I forgot to ask him for permission too, so that's just his arm there. I had to crop him out. And the Wisdom Tree, which is kind of right next to it, about 10-minute hike away, 15 minutes. And we saw a snake there.
Get out of here. Bye-bye.
There's some crows living in the H of the Hollywood sign like it was their God-given right. Just they get to flap around and live in iconic signs, and look at us poor schlubs paying rent. And I was in Sunland, California, a slightly high desert outer rim suburb of LA that is very beautiful and more desert-like. And I was there at twilight. Actually, this was the night that the supermoon with the lunar eclipse was coming. I wasn't there for that, but you will see pictures of the moon rising. And I saw bats. Here's a little quick video of some bats. And normally I love bats. I looked at them, my heart sang a song. It was the electric slide. And I saw them zipping about eating insects, which is one of the reasons I love them. Another reason I love them is that as a fellow mammal who would like to fly someday, under my own power, they give me hope, you know? And then a second later, remembered, oh yeah, coronavirus probably came from bats. And maybe I don't want to be near them and their drool and their guano as they zip about over my head doing what they do. There's a reason bats and humans should stay apart. And in many ways, there's more than one reason. Another thing I heard out there is an animal I've heard before, but I totally forgot about it. And I'm going to imitate its call. I didn't see it, and I don't know what it was. It went, ah, ah. And, but much louder, projected across the whole little valley I was in, where people trot their horses. And it sounded like a cat imitating a human or a human imitating a cat. And it was just all, but it was definitely an animal, because I've heard it other times in other places. And here are just a couple of the best shots I could get. They're a little blurry, of the lunar eclipse encroaching just outside my bedroom window. Who's knocking in the middle? Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Well, here we have a mystery. A bag of Waba Grill. And I heard some footsteps running down the hallway. I think I recognized that gate, but, well, shame to waste that food, but I will not be eating Waba Grill on this show. And even saying that name is giving it more support than I wanted to. Anyway, moving on. So that's it for my personal new normal this episode. But in the general new normal, California, our rates of infection and death keep dropping. I think that's true in almost every state in the U.S. Things are opening up. We're already in the yellow tier. I almost went to a movie last week, and then I didn't. And that's a story I'm going to tell my grandchildren. But I am looking forward to going back to movie theaters. The timing didn't work out. But things are getting, they're back to the old normal almost. You might even say America's becoming great again. And that has me thinking, is that really what Trump meant? That he was going to turn everything to shit so that it would, inevitably, someone would want to make it better again. And great again would be great like it was before he was president. I'm hoping we can go better than that. But, he was just taking a page from the old Coco Chanel playbook. If you don't know, back in the 50s when she was debuting new scents, she would preload the exhibition hall, the party room where all the fashionistas and high rollers would go. She'd load it up with about 50 shaggy, wet, smelly dogs and several dozen wheelbarrows full of diapers, and just really let it air the place up for a good 3 hours. Then, right before she let in the patrons, she'd usher them out the back door and trap the patrons in with a smell. And then, when her models came out, spritzing the air with Chanel number 5, or whichever number she was doing that year, they felt like they were in heaven. So, smart play, Coco. Smart play, Donald. And I understand he still does it at the Mar-a-Lago restaurant. You get rusty tap water before the meal so that everything else tastes delicious. Anyway, it seems like a shame to let this go to waste. It's already here. It smells all right. Waba salad. I've heard Lyle go on about this with the beef and the chicken. I don't know. We just need a little. I don't want to. I hate wasting stuff, and I am kind of hungry. We've got the Waba sauce. See, I don't like food where they don't come clean and just say what it is. Waba sauce? It could be anything. It could be, I don't know. I'm get gross about it. Feet. Beef seems to be seasoned in some way. Some sort of vinaigrette. Ooh, it's like a sesame. I mean, not ooh, like you can get sesame anywhere, but probably gonna go pretty good. And what's this? Some sort of spicy something. Try that. Crispy wontons. It's Asian inspired. Hot. Not the waba sauce. The barbecue. There's chili sauce. One complaint is that the waba sauce seems to tend to want to get everywhere. Maybe I opened the packet wrong. It's all right. So getting back to the show. The thing is, there's just a little bit left. Let me just yeah. A little bit of beef left. I'm getting kind of full, but it's like it's so good. I mean, for what it is. So, enough of that. I'm gonna get back to business. It's a little spicy. There's only a couple of bites left. Just finish this. Well, that's it for that little snack break. And we're getting near the end of this episode. What have we got coming up? So we'll be putting out those language episodes, but I'm going to be adding some subtitles, which they didn't have, which for the English language viewers who don't speak French, German, Spanish, Italian, Croatian, or the other language, which I'm not going to mention, it might have made them a little less fun. Although you pretty much can guess what I'm saying for most of it. But I'm going to update those next week, so that's something to look forward to. We got a little giveaway. If you want to see the full unedited video of me eating that salad with possibly some cool other images, maybe to make it more exciting, thrown up on the old New Normal Studio screen from my hikes, stuff that wasn't in this episode, make a donation in any amount to the Venmo or PayPal links below. And that just about wraps up this episode of The New Normal. Till next time, I'm Steve Benaquist reminding you that if it ain't new, it ain't normal.